cool. So in this module, you are going to learn that how you can actually develop a mindset switch. So, okay, so this is actually the first part. Okay, so the first part is you actually need to observe the concept as much as you can. And in the second part of this module, you will actually learn how you can actually like use this thing to execute your daily tasks, and which is actually like a principle of machine learning that I'm going to teach you. Okay, so this thing is about belief system, and the second thing is I will teach you the practical framework. Okay, and yeah, this lecture is actually going to blow your mind. And in fact, when you are watching this mindset lecture, never take it lightly, because you know the most of the sales and the most of the things that people like experience the radical transformation in my program, and which includes my own results, happen to do this only. The mindset thing is actually a lot. In fact, if I want to charge someone for this amount, for the course amount, you can, I will just charge for this mindset lecture, and never take this thing lightly. So kindly closely pay attention to the mindset lecture whenever you are going to do in the future as well. So let's start. So developing a mindset switch, and concept to learn and absorb from this model are actually simple. Okay, so in a step-by-step way, I will tell you how you can actually do it. Okay, so it's like I'm going to teach you about this input output thing. What exactly is this? Law of friend circle. Okay, so it's not about something not related to friends, but yeah, how you can actually mold your like belief system, anything. Let's say if you want to, for example, let's say there is a belief, you know, I can close sales in a one single phone call. So I will tell you how you can actually mold it. Or let's say if you want to work against your belief system, so this can help, like this all things will actually help you to do that. Then I will tell you how you can start developing your belief. Okay, so it will like a formation of your belief system, and how you can consistently stay on it. Then something known as second order or third order principle. Okay, developing a character switch. So this is something I've learned from like Jeff Bezos book. So like if you want, you can actually just Google it. This is a book, and it's a highly recommendable book. Amazon letter to the shareholders. So it's not by Jeff Bezos, but like all the letters through Jeff Bezos written to the like his shareholders were actually are there in that. So you can actually read that as well. So second order and third order principle. Developing a switch character. This is the main part where you can actually like write, like this is the main thing actually, and this is actually the things to execute. So let's start. Before we start, like I just want you to observe this quote and to observe the process to the fullness. So see, belief is just a thought which you hold it very faithfully. And the moment you change your belief, things around you changes, automatically changes. I will tell you how. So I can give you an example which I'm going to repeat here in any ways. But see, for example, let's say there is a belief that a lot of people hold. Okay. So for example, let's say it's very difficult to form friendship, relationship, or any kind of form bond in their late 20s. So when I say late 20s, somewhere between like 27, 28 plus, because it's not possible to make kind of friendship, because most people like either they have their own friend circle, either they are too much hurt, or they are hurt by someone, so they don't invite new people in their life. So it's true for friendship, or it's true for like relationship and all kinds of human aspect. Okay, but now, for example, this is like your belief pattern and let's say if you are living with this belief, and then you are going to approach people for this like multiple reasons, then you will actually not like end up like making like literally like not working, like not doing the task actually. And because you know this is the belief that you are holding. But let's say if you have a belief, you know, it's possible to make friends, or it's possible to form relationship in your late 20s, so you can actually do it. So like it is, you know, the belief is just a thought which you hold it faithfully. For example, let's say the people those who have actually experienced radical transformation in my first version, so they all had a belief, you know, I can't charge that high, you know, people, why will people pay me 20, 40,000 where other trainers are just charging 4, 5,000. But yeah, they actually just break those belief pattern, and they actually did it. So remember this thing, believe it, just a thought which you hold it faithfully. And the moment we change our belief, things around us automatically changes. And yeah, this is like my quote only, so like full credit goes to me. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm of course someone that don't like to take credit from others work, so I've also included those author that who have like written this codes. So all beliefs are worth examining, and the key is to notice the beliefs, test them, not necessarily discard them. So yeah, it is not necessary that whatever we believe should be true. So let's say if I say, people can't do this. For example, let's say people can't close like sale on no single phone call. Then I need to examine. So is whatever saying I'm true? Like maybe I will say, people will not pay me that amount of high charges, that high ticket size. So then I need to examine my belief. So it's always necessary. So whatever belief you have, so there will be two types of belief that in your life you will have, which I'm going to tell you further. But yeah, whatever you believe, you have to test it. Okay. And not necessarily we have to discard them. Okay. And actually, this is the book that I highly recommend you to all. That is like Out of the Maze. You can actually just read this book and you will came to like you will literally like this will help you not only sales, not only like to learn new things, but also in your personal life as well. So in the past, like him did not like when someone challenges belief. He was strict and changing his mind, and he felt offended, and when anyone suggested that what he was thinking or might be not true. So basically might be you have something in the past or maybe a belief pattern of yours. Okay. And when people try to tell you something, you often restrict yourself and you don't try to change your mind. So basically you should not behave in certain way. Okay. So you have to test them and then only reach to a conclusion. A quick recap. Okay, so believe is just a thought which you hold it very faithfully. Keep this thing in your head, and you can in fact repeat this thing like in the whole thing. This is also going to help you in the sales process because I'm going to tell you how in the sales lecture as well. And we change our once we change our belief, like the things around us automatically changes. And yeah, this is the code that I'm of course repeating it once again. Now let's go on to the next concept, that is the input and output. So see, input and output is basically simple. The more amount of work you put, you will get the output. Okay. The more number of reps you put, more number of reps you put, the more you can just get close to the output. That does not mean that you should like rest, track your metrics of the work, maintain a track record and fill up the sheets. So, and I will tell you how to do this. Like basically, see, it's simple. Like let's say if you want to do 100 mails and five people are replying you. Let's say if you're doing 50 mails, and then of course there will be one people replying you. So you have to you have to put consistent amount of input, and then you'll reach to the output desired. Let's say if you want to save money, for example, there are people in my community who makes money in the start and then actually they don't invest, okay, in the ads, and they waste it. So you have to constantly remind yourself, like, see, if you don't put money in the ads, then you're not going to get the desired output. Let's say, for example, you can actually like make some targets. So let's say if I put like 50,000, I'm going to get back at least 2 lakh rupees. And once you constantly think, this is the input and then this is the desired output that I want to receive. And yeah, that's totally okay, because when I started in the start, even I wasted a lot of money. But then after a while, then I just like become more responsible towards it. So it's totally okay, but don't do it next time. Okay, so just for example, this is the input and this is the output. So it's like just about reps matter. Okay. And then this is the law of rent circle. Okay, so this is like the quote that we have heard. Your average of 5 people that you spend most of the time. So don't worry, I'm not telling you to cut off some friends and not telling you to make new friends, but it is not related to friends actually. So we are an average of 5 YouTube channel which we mold our belief system. So don't worry, not going to tell you to stop watching YouTube. In fact, I'm going to tell you how you can use the system that is working for you. For example, let's say, so this is the YouTube channel. I actually watched this both. So for example, this Joe Rogan Experience, and this channel is actually, this is actually a motivation channel, and this is actually podcast in general, but this two people are mostly centered towards, high fat lifestyle or like grain free lifestyle. For example, let's say if I want to mold my value system into that, so I can actually just watch this two channel as well. So this will actually help you. In fact, you can tell your clients also. So there is a scientific channel that I don't remember the exact name, but how things work, which also talks about intermittent fasting and all. For example, if you want to mold your client's belief towards them, so you can actually continuously watch it. You can do it for yourself. So let's say you can actually watch, in fact, for example, you can watch our like success stories of a client. This will actually motivate you and to keep you in that circle. So rather than watching, like rather once you're watching, like see, thing is, this YouTube addiction will not goes in anyways, but then what you can do, you can watch relevant channels that can actually help you to mold your belief. For example, let's say there is a belief, you can actually close sale in one phone call, then watch channels which are like just regarding that. Okay. And when I say you can just close on one single phone call, that does not mean you should not follow up. Okay, so don't take it in that wrong sense. Okay. Now just say developing a belief system. So see, this is saying that belief is just a thought which you hold it very faithfully. The moment we change our belief, things around us automatically changes. And all beliefs are worth examining. And the key is to notice our belief and test them, not necessarily discard them. So as I said, whatever you said, just test it. Example, like as I told you this example, it's difficult to form new friendship relationship in late 20s. And I told you, people like already have a lot of friend circle, or they have hurt themselves due to other reasons, and they are not able to form new circle. But this is the kind of belief that you hold. Let's say if you keep the belief, it's possible to form relationship, it's possible to form friendship, it's possible to start dating again in your late 20s. And the moment you do it, like, it's totally possible. And let's say there will be a belief that okay, I'm not a technical person. And in fact, a lot of people in our group right now will have this belief system that I'm not a technical person, I can't create a Facebook ad, and I can't create a website, and I can't create a Google sheet, and like whatsoever. So basically they will say from very start that you are not a technical person, and this is the belief that is actually holding you down. And you are like, see, I will show you example from my group only. So there is a guy who's 18 years old who is running Facebook ad, and there is a guy who's like 55 years old who's running Facebook ad and doing this website thing. If he can do it, and if like just people both the thing, and I will show you people those who are like just 13, 12 years old. In fact, there is example in my own family. So he is just 12 years old, he know how to run, he can run Facebook ad, and he's the absolute boss in that. So like, it is just like your belief system, the moment you say, like, fine, I'm not the technical person, but yeah, I can learn stuff up, then things around you will automatically changes. But this is the belief that you're holding, and from a very like start you will hold it. Yeah, I'm not a technical person, and I can't do it, and I can't do it, then you will not do it. Like, it's not possible for you in that case. Yeah. And this is the belief that most people hold. It's not possible to sell on a single phone call, and people will struggle when they are going to do the sales, because they will say, how is it possible to sell on a single phone call? But to be honest, I will tell you, I will show you many people example that includes my own, and you can charge high ticket amount in just single phone call. And some of those people who are attending the lecture right now, they have already done it. Now, this is the second order and the third order principle. So not choosing for instant gratification. So there is an experiment on this. Wait, I just went ahead. So there is an experiment on this. So second order and third order principle. So there were two kids. Okay. And they had two options. So either you choose one marshmallow, take one marshmallow and eat it, or after 45 minutes, take two marshmallows. And the people, those who choose, or the kids, those who choose the marshmallow, like for the second marshmallow, that two marshmallow after 45 minutes, they actually got successful in their life ahead, and all the decisions were made were actually very good. So it's actually thinking in a long term. Let's say, for example, you have a burger in front of you and you want to lose weight, and there will be two options. Either you will eat it, and that is something instant gratification, but if you choose that you should not do it, then in that case, it's like thinking in the second and the third order principle. Then you can actually just like go on YouTube, like there is a video in fact on this, in fact, or you can just Google it. There are many articles regarding this as well. And this was there in the Amazon's letter to the shareholder, like thing, not this marshmallow experiment, but this thing, the second order and third order principle. Okay, so now this is the main thing that we are going to start, that is developing a mindset switch. Okay. And you literally have to imagine, for example, that you have a switch in your head that is like on and off. Okay. And you have to turn it on whenever you are in emergency, or whenever you're in a situation such as that. And I will give you an example. You can actually name those characters basically. So see, let's create a human switch. So write down the inspiration role model you follow, unlimited to maximum 3 or 4. Don't do it like, don't keep it like 10 characters, because then it will be difficult for you to like observe the concept, and it will be like it won't work basically. So maximum 3 or 2 is also fine, like maximum 3, but like up to 3 is okay. So add the picture in the PPT, write down their qualities. Okay, you can actually watch this lecture one more time and name the switch, like name the switch character, like name the switch by the character name, and say it again and literally feel it. So let's say you have to imagine that you have the switch in your head, and this is like an emergency switch. Whenever situation comes, you will on it. So for example, let's say I will write, for example, I will show you. So let's say I like Cristiano Ronaldo. So and then I will just name the switch as Ronaldo switch, and I will write his character style. Like he is focused and decisive in nature. Don't keep decision in limbo. Decide, despite having a lot of financial freedom, he never abused any addictions and things that he like. Always spend quality times with family. Always try to maintain a track record. His dating life is awesome. Workouts regularly. Okay. Have a lean body. Don't consume alcohol. Maintain lean body. He hardly cheats on diet, and no alcohol, no smoking, and sleeps on time. So then let's say you can like borrow something. So let's say for example, must have thing from his character: no smoking and sleep on time. And tolerance, let's say if you are like, I'm okay with if I sleep 90 minutes late, because like that is something like I can just put it, and try to maintaining the schedule. So feasible approach: cheat is okay, but you like when you're outing with friends. So things that like I have mentioned it, but see, this is a feasible approach. You can write it according to your convenience. Now, what you have to do, you have to literally imagine for yourself, you know, you have a like this character switch in your head, and let's say you went to a restaurant and you literally want to cheat it. Okay. Now, what you'll do, you are going to imagine if Ronaldo, what you like at your place, would he do it? Probably no. Okay, so you have to literally imagine that you have this character switch. Let's say you are not like working out, or let's say you are not consistent with your work, uh, and you are just being lazy around, then literally you have to on this Ronaldo switch, and you have to wake like on time, and you have to sleep on time. Let's say you are feeling lazy and you know you just need a little bit boost, like boost, then you have to imagine, you know, I have to turn this Ronaldo switch on and I just want to do it. Okay, and don't worry, in the second part of this lecture, like there is something, a concept of machine learning. I can exactly teach you the framework, how you can actually execute this task on daily basis. So you just literally have to imagine you have a switch character, that is you are going to keep it on. And whenever the emergency comes, you'll just turn it on and things are going to get done. So you literally have to feel. And in fact, I've added a thunderstorm PPT, like image in this background, so that you can literally have to imagine this is a very powerful tool, and you are going to on the switch character whenever you are going to stuck in this situation. Okay. Now, and this is something you can actually like includes in other part aspect of your life. For example, like this is like one of the role model that I follow, that is Sam Owens, and I have wrote his character set. He has abundance mindset. He does the boring work with consistency. He's a very good copywriter. He's absolute boss in his field. Do the sales in one single phone call, a good listener in a call, low key, never show off his wealth, have relatively low maintenance lifestyle, humble and open towards other belief system, and must have sale in one single phone call. And I told you that does not mean that you should not follow. Do consistent boring work, write copies in your free time, and listen to the call recording in your free time. Feasible approach. He spent his initial days working alone, so I have to avoid this because he was actually working alone like for like 2 years and so. And in fact, I am doing this at the same stage right now, but which I'm, and soon I'm planning to hire people, because this is going to build up, and you know, yeah, I might fuck things up literally. So you just have to imagine the switch. So I actually imagine like I use this switch when I am like spending unnecessary. So I spend unnecessary on a lot of things, but whenever I'm doing it, I always tell myself, if Sam Owen were at my place, would he do it? Probably no. Yeah. And then I just keep the switch on, Sam Owens, and I just literally say myself, let's say, for example, I told you about this thing. So let's say if I don't want to cheat, I literally imagine this thing like Ronaldo switch. Or let's say if I want to do my work consistently. So it's very simple. I will send you the PPT as well. So write down your inspiration role model you follow, limited to maximum 3 or 4 characters, add PPT in the picture, write down their qualities, watch lecture. And in fact, you can just like, in fact, you can write every aspect of your life. You can just write something related to health, let's say something related to wealth and productivity, and something related to your relationship as well. So you can just observe this character and start writing their qualities. And maybe, for example, let's say you are very getting angry too much, let's say on your siblings, or let's say on your spouse, or let's say on your mother. So you can just develop a character of being a good listener. So whenever like your mom or spouse, or whenever, or you might be your sibling is like having a quarrel with you, and then you just turn the switch on. Yeah, I'm going to listen, I'm going to listen, and see how things actually changes. In fact, that is a very good example that you can do. So let's say if they are just going to get in the quarrel, and you are going to be a good listener and just name the switch something by a character, anyone who is a good listener, and just name them. Okay, I'm going to like listen, I'm going to listen, and say the character name. For example, let's say Ronaldo. So Ronaldo switch, Ronaldo switch. Or let's say, for example, anyone who is a good listener, just name that character and just like XYZ switch, XYZ switch. So this will help you. That is a very live example. You can observe it and you can try it on daily basis, and after a while you can actually learn to develop this patience. So and you can actually like read those book. I tell you, out of the maze. This will help you to, in fact, like understand this concept more easily. And if I want to just recap this thing once again, see, like input output, there is like no thing that can actually just match this thing. And like it's possible to sell on this single phone call. And just imagine this laws once again. I'll just repeat for you. So imagine input output. So if you're lazy, like dropping mails, or if you're lazy dropping messages, then you're not going to get the desired output. Or if you're lazy, like doing the sales phone call, then you're not going to get the desired output. And see, the more number of reps you put, the more number you get close to the output. Track metrics and maintain the records. Okay, imagine this law of friend circle. So you're not going to give up YouTube. If you can do it. But let's say you are going to use this channels and YouTube like to mold your belief system. And I gave you an example. You can do this with your client as well, and this will help them to like stay consistent with the mindset part. Okay, developing a belief system. I told you you can examine. There is a book that you can read, that is the Out of the Maze. And I just gave you an example of this. How people. This is the common misconception. In fact, like if people like, in fact, I'm not in my late 20s, but I can give you many examples that many people have this belief system. Okay, and yeah, this is the, like, in fact, we'll find this example in the group as well. And this is the thing we can also find in our own community as well. And yeah, this is the thing that I told you. You can actually read about it. And just remember this thing, you literally have to imagine that you have a switch in your mind, and that's the whole point how you can do it. And I've just put this thunderstorm image so that you literally have to imagine that you have a switch in your mind.